Here's your very funny reminder that Black history is inevitable. It is not lost on me that crowds of people made their way to DC on the 4th of July to participate in USA 250 programming that explicitly and specifically excluded Black history. It is not lost on me that that crowd of people had to shelter from a storm in the African American History Museum. The ancestors were in their bag. These people knew exactly what they were going to. Out there with literal white nationalists, just to end up seeking safety in the Black People Museum. The irony is crazy, but it's deeper than just this rainy day situation. A consistent thread throughout the history of America is the story of Black people fighting for more in this country. Expanded access in education and healthcare and workplace protections, just to name a few. Infrastructure that helps everyone. And as crazy as it sounds, this situation is a part of that history now. Black people fought for over 100 years just to get that museum built, often fighting the very politicians that these kinds of people revere. And despite a century of pushback from your people, we won. That museum exists. You're welcome. I hope some of these people accidentally got radicalized walking around the museum like, oh my God, we did what?
Okay, just watch this. 5,000 Trump supporters ran to hide from the storm and ended up sheltering inside the African American History Museum. Think about that for a second. The same MAGA movement soaked in Christian nationalism, the same crowd that cheers on Patriot Front racists marching around DC, the same people who shit on Black American history and push more institutional racism, they mock Black communities every day. They deny racism even exists. Then the second their asses are in danger from the rain, where do they run? Straight to the African American Museum for shelter. It's pure hypocrisy. It's so not reciprocal. They spread so much hate toward Black Americans and then huddle under the actual banner of their history museum like it's nothing. This moment feels incredibly symbolic. It's like an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm on steroids. These MAGA supporters expose their own contradictions in the most embarrassing way possible. What a perfect picture of the movement Donald Trump built.
Y'all, these people had to take shelter in the African American History Museum. What? Last night, of course, was July 4th. And Chunky Milk decided to do his biggest, longest speech ever from what he said at the National Mall. Now, because of the weather, the lightning, the hail, the rain, the wind, the tornadoes, the hurricanes, they had to kick people out for safety. So they kick everybody out for safety. And where did all of MAGA have to go to? Y'all support the man who said the African American History Museum should not exist. Y'all support the man who feel that anything that has to do with anybody who's African American is DEI. And when you were in danger, you had to take shelter in the museum that you say should not exist? Oh, you can't make this up. You cannot make this up. You can't make this up. Y'all literally will spend your time ragging on Black people just for existing. Y'all will make Black people seem like they are the worst people in existence just because they're breathing and figuring out a way to live life as you continue to try to oppress us. And then when something happens and the person you support kicked you out, didn't leave you food, shelter, water, air conditioning, or anything, where'd you end up at? The African American History Museum. Crazy. How's it taste? Best like a greasy nickel. Y'all had to come and take shelter in your cheap plastic shoes while the man that you idolized kicked you out and didn't even leave you water. Crazy. This is America. America. So hurry now. America.
Good day. Hi guys, my name is Judy Tungo and welcome back to my channel. Today we need to talk about something that sounds almost unbelievable. During the July 4th celebration in Washington DC, thousands of Trump supporters gathered at the National Mall for a big political event. But then, suddenly the weather changed. There was heavy rain, strong winds and lightning, and the people had to leave the area for safety. Now, here is the interesting part. Many of these people ended up seeking shelter inside the National Museum of African American History and Culture. Yes, you heard that right. Telling the story of Black America. And honestly, the irony is hard to miss. So let's talk about what happened. When people are calling it ironic, and what this moment can teach us about the importance of Black history in America. So, guys, after looking at everything, what happened? I think there is a better lesson here. You can disagree with Black history. You can try to remove certain topics from schools. You can argue about diversity and inclusion. But the truth is, you can't erase history simply because you don't like talking about it. Black history is a part of American history. And what happened that day, there was a strange reminder of that. People who were attending a particular event suddenly needed a safe place to escape the storm. And that safe place happened to be a museum that tells the story of African American and their journey through American history. Now, I am not saying that everyone who entered that museum suddenly changed their political belief. We don't know what was in each person's mind, but I do hope that while they were inside, some of them took a moment to look around. Maybe someone saw an exhibit about slavery. Maybe someone learned something about the civil rights movement. Maybe someone discovered the stories of Black Americans who fought, sacrificed, and worked to make America a better place. Sometimes people learn things in the most unexpected ways. And that is why I think this moment is worth talking about. Because Black history is not just about Black people, it is about the history of America itself. You can't fully understand the United States without understanding the contributions, struggles, and sacrifice of Black Americans. And here is the part that I found especially interesting. The museum that became a shelter that day is it because generations of Black Americans fought to have their history recognized and preserved. So in a very unexpected way, a place dedicated to Black history became a place that offered protection to people who may not always agree with the message behind it. To me, that says something powerful. It reminds us that public institutions can serve anyone, even when we don't all agree with one another. And then there was another powerful image from that same weekend. A Black woman sitting peacefully on a bus, while one person sitting calmly, surrounded by people hiding their face. Together, these movements raise an important question. What does strength really look like? Is strength about shouting the louder? It is about hiding behind a mask? Or is it true strength about standing firm, knowing who you are, and refusing to let anyone erase your history? For me, the lesson is simple. You can try to remove Black history from classroom. You can try to silence conversation about race, but history does not disappear just because we stop talking about it. And sometimes history has a funny way of reminding us that it is still here. So guys, what do you think about this whole situation? Do you see it as a moment of irony, or do you think people are reading too? I really want to hear your thoughts. So drop your opinion on the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay informed, and I will see you in the next one.